Hi, this is Scott Garibay. Today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons. And we're going to talk about, do you give different packages, right? Do you treat some of your players better and give them privileges and services and product from in your Dungeons & Dragons campaign that you don't give to other players, right? And I'm telling you right now, I ain't going to bury the lead. The answer is yes, you do. You treat your players as though they have different packages, right? The Supreme package, the Elite package, the Common package, right? So I just got back from, so let's get into this. And I'm going to try to prove to you, you absolutely treat your players differently. And I do too. And I think we need to acknowledge something before we can fix it, or maybe we don't even fix it. We say, yeah, that's right. But we need to think about things deeply as Dungeon Masters. So I just got back from a cruise. It was amazing. If you can ever afford to go on a cruise, do. It's amazing. I just had the best time ever on a cruise. Me and my wife celebrating 30 years. It was my thank you to her for putting up with my god-awful husbandry and father for 30 years, you know, I try to do for my wife, and it was, we really had a spectacular time, and this is one of those times where I got it right, you know, she was really, she said, you know, this is near perfect, and just, you know, I was really proud I was able to do something nice that she likes, right? My wife is very, you know, she's an incredible wife, and it's one of those situations you're like, hey, do you like this, wife? And she's always going to be like, yeah, I like this. But, you know, sometimes you're like, I don't know, you know, like, but this was very genuine and clear, I think, you know, like that, because she doesn't want to upset me, and she knows I try hard to kind of put things up for her, you know, and, you know, but this was amazing. So, but one thing I noticed, right, so now I'm thinking about my dungeon mastering from the perspective of a cruise ship, right? And the clearest analogy is, as dungeon master, you're cruise director and captain all in one, right? You're responsible for the safety, you're responsible for the activities, you're responsible for everything that happens to that person on that voyage, you know, in each session of your campaign, you're responsible for everything that's happening to your players, right? With the exception of the dice, I cannot tell you how important the dice are in Dungeons & Dragons. I think it may be the secret ingredient on why Dungeons & Dragons really absolutely destroys every human narrative engine that's ever been created, right? There's a lot of moving parts, but it's a growing thought in my mind that we have never really understood the position of the dice and the importance of the dice. You hear all these nonsense, it's a clarion call, right? Like, oh, Dungeons & Dragons is like playing pretend when you're a kid. Shh. Seal thy flapping maw. You are so wrong, right? The dice give truth to the lie, right? We are not playing pretend. This is something different. The artist, the dungeon master, the experiencer, the Dungeons & Dragons players are bound by fate, bound by math, bound by probability. And this is a fundamentally important and different part of Dungeons & Dragons that we are just now really unpacking the ramifications of, okay? And it's really why, you know, Dungeons & Dragons really has antiquated every human narrative source that existed before. It made writers and, you know, and screenwriters and directors and playwrights all useless and powerless compared to your bog standard dungeon master. Like, we're just telling more valuable, more powerful stories, right? So basically, when I was on this cruise, I was shocked to see these packages, right? There was the deluxe package, right? Now, me and my wife had the basic package, which was amazing. I could be like, there was free food every minute of the day, right? Like, but at certain times of the day, there was a top tier gourmet chef meal, right? So breakfast, lunch, and dinner was gourmet 3-round meals served to you in the fanciest restaurant possible, right? It literally looked like it came out of the Titanic film, right? You know, the big dining hall. But every other moment of the day, you could go and get sandwiches and pizza and blah 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 blah, right? All and also, you know, and soda, and all that was on the basic package. Now the deluxe package, all you can drink, right? And a lot of people had that, but I think that was a lot more expensive than the basic package. And then there was the premier package, right? There was like, staff members will stop to serve you alone. And like, so when me and my wife got off the ship, we went to our muster station, like where we would rally if the boat was sinking, right? We walked there ourselves, right? But then this one family was brought there with one staff member who assigned them, taking them on a tour of the entire ship and answering every single question they had, and also saying, you see 100 deck chairs here? These 10 are for you. Only you get to sit here, right? And the hoi polloi are going to sit over there in those scrub seats, right? But even though the basic package, you're treated like a king or a queen, right? But there's packages above. So do we do this with players? Yes, we do. I ain't going to bury the lead, you know. So first of all, if different players have different packages, they all have the basic. They're all going to get a great experience. But some have the deluxe, right? And that means, oh, hey, your character background comes first. Yeah, I got 4 character backgrounds. I ain't got time to manifest them all. I'm going to manifest one. It's yours, player. And the rest of you can go kick rocks. You other players, your backgrounds ain't going to never show up. It's not going to be a central storyline. It's not going to have, non-player characters with names and personalities that have been carefully crafted by the dungeon master. Different package, right? And then the ultimate tier. When your player character opens that chest, here's the magic item that everybody wanted, but it was placed in your hands because the dungeon master said, when you open that chest, this magic item is there. And there wasn't any roll. It was on purpose, right? The dungeon master places it in your hands so that it's in your possession. And in order for any other player character to get it, they literally have to take it. That's a different package level. And there's all kinds of package levels like this, right? So all of this is important, and and it's a big deal, and so how do the players pay for this, right? When we went on this cruise, you pay with cash, right? Like, package X is 100, package B, basic is 100. These numbers are, I'm just throwing them out there, and then the deluxe package is 150, and the premier package is $300. How do players pay for different packages? Well, I got a player right now, right? And I've been playing with him for years. Every time he hands me a character sheet, it never has the name. And I have to say, what is the name of your character? I'll tell you right now, I will never, ever, 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 ever prioritize one of that player's storylines, because I know he's mechanics first and narrative none, right? He don't even have the time. He don't even take the time to know the name of his character. I ain't never going to run a storyline that brings forward his backstory, or he's going to be last on the list until he learns to do narrative first and mechanic last, right? And so my players who are engaging and giving me narrative details that matter, right? They're going to get the deluxe package, right? And then in the top of that, I have a player who is a spectacularly skilled narrative player, right? Narrative over mechanics, right? Not only is he always have a name on his sheet, I know that the ideas and the innovation and the enthusiasm and the passion are there. He's going to get the premium package. Am I proud of this? No. I think it might be a problem that we're giving different packages to our players. But I think it's foolish to tell ourselves that we're not. We are definitely giving different packages to our players. And the way they play with the way they pay for it is they pay with a gift. Oh, here's another one, right? You miss 2 out of 4 sessions, you can bet your character's going to be last. And when I'm planning the next session, none of your crap is going to get put in there, right? Like none of the things that are important to your player character are going to show up. And the players that have been there 4 out of 4 sessions, you can bet they're going to get narrative priority, right? So engagement at the table, literally attendance at the table, and then also narrative over mechanics. All these are currency that are paid to the dungeon master to get a better package, right? And trust, believe, and I really think the analogy of the cruise ship to the Dungeons & Dragons table is very, very powerful. None of my players are all going to get a great time. We had the basic package, right? I'll tell you right now, I really did not have any jealousy toward anybody getting more than us, right? Because we had just such a great time, and it's the same thing. My player who never puts a name on his character until I ask, right? I'm happy he's there, right? And I'm going to give him a great experience. But trust and believe, he ain't never getting a deluxe package, and he never getting a premier package until he starts paying with that currency. All that's my opinion. What do you do? Are players in your game on different packages? What currency do they use to pay? I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.